Since my mom's not here, I have to do this for her. Are you excited?
Yeah!
I'm Kelly Younger. I have my phone notes with me in case I go on a bunny trail, which, if you know Sue Younger, that's a family trait. I was so grateful and honored to be invited to this event, to get to hear speakers like Mark and Stacia, who I absolutely love. Not just because they are like second parents to me, we've traveled the world together and they've been there for me my entire life, but because they are just people who are making it a mission to be successful in all areas of their lives. And I've watched them pour into people that they take under their wing and fill them with such fierce generosity and love that it's very inspiring to me. And that's what this business is really about, I think, pouring into each other. And as a child, to have really successful people tell you that you're special, that you can conquer the world and whatever you decide to do, to encourage you to improve yourself and to go outside your comfort zone every single day. It's something that outside of Primerica, I don't think that you see ever. And I would never change my childhood because of that. I think that one of the most powerful rewards that this business has to offer has to be the generational impact that you can make because of what you learn here. I am a byproduct of parents who worked extremely hard to have the freedom that they do now. And I'm blessed not just because I've gotten to travel for fun and for missions work, but because of the absolute impact that they've had on my life. And they've given me a mentality that they've raised me to have. Kind of like when I was little and I was forced to read books, improvement books, that I didn't really want to, but I was very money motivated, so they provided me with money. And it was very effective. I used to go around pulling all my teeth out with a tooth fairy, so they had to have a healthier way to have me earn it. And I love it now, I do it willingly, and it's the foundation that I have to fall back on, like when I don't know what to do. When I moved to college, I was in a new state, and I knew nobody. I was all alone starting over. So I went right to Barnes & Noble in the self-improvement section, and I got 5 books and started reading them all. And I thought, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna conquer it, make a bunch of friends, start my life now. And I did. But when I had all these friends, I realized that none of them were doing any of that. And I thought, that's weird. That's my normal, because it's what I've watched my parents do. It's also because of the people they surrounded me with that inspired and guided me to be my best. Growing up with positive thinking was just a basic day-to-day expectation. And as I grew, I learned what was my normal wasn't necessarily what was everybody else's. But I could choose to have the right thoughts. I could pull people up or let them influence me in a negative way. As they say, small people talk about people. Big people talk about changing the world. And from high school on, I remember endless conversations with my parents on the couch, talking about how we could change the world and make global impact, how I could raise my own expectations, dream bigger. Literally everything they tell you, that's how they raised us with. My mom wasn't able to make it because of a minor injury to her ankle, and she's taking care of it, but I can attest that my dad's wisdom and strength, paired with her warmth and passion, is a powerhouse combination that is unlike anything that you've ever seen. I love hearing them speak because it's over 30 years of experience, stories, seminars, and books that just flow out of them. I have the pleasure of introducing my dad next, who is my personal hero. He has shown me how to be accountable, how to show unconditional love in the face of adversity and betrayal, and how to stand up for myself, among so many more that I don't even have time to talk about all the qualities. I could not respect him more if I tried. He is not only an incredible leader in this business, but as a husband to my mom, and an example of how a husband should be, as well as a father who points everything he does to God. Keep your ears and your hearts open for this man. He has the highest integrity that I have ever seen, and is one of the greatest mentors in my life, as well as I believe in all of Primerica, which may be a biased opinion, but I'm speaking, so I get to say it. Yeah. Please welcome my dad, Mark Younger.
Okay, so we've been here for going on 33 years. Wow. We've been in business. And so what I want to go over is some of the things we learned along the way. And I know that most of you sitting here, probably about 80% of you sitting here, probably won't be here in 5 years. That's just the way it is. About 80% of you, so you guys might want to pick out which ones will be gone today. This business is like every other business except that we have a heart here. It goes very, very deep. But it is a business. And when you're in business, you know, hey, people promise you one thing, but then they do another. They may say something to you like, hey, watch my smoke, I'm going to kick your butt. And then within the next hour, they're gone. That's just kind of the way it is, right, Mark? Fish, that's the way it is. But then there's people in here, like the RVPs, which they know what I'm talking about. And the regional leaders, you know what I'm talking about. You've been here for a while. And it's been, you see it as something worthwhile because the people that you've helped out, the clients, the friends that you've made, the people that you probably would never have known, but because you joined Primerica, you guys are friends, family, and like what Mark was saying, that sometimes people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You may want to jot that down. Because as you go through life, that's going to be very profound for you. With the people that are in your life today, that were in your life yesterday, and those that will be in your life one day in the future. So every person that you talk to, you have a ripple effect on, either positive or negative. You know, I was sitting in here and just watching a lot of you, and I saw people get up on stage, and I saw different things going on, and Mark pouring his heart out to you. And I would say probably about maybe a third of you, if not half of you, just wouldn't stand up for nothing. You just sit in your seats like you're glued to them. Now, okay, and I understand that, you know, some of you guys are so brand new, you know, you don't know that when someone gets up here or when someone just spoke to you and shared a little bit of their heart or maybe all of it, just stand up for them. Just great, man. You know, because a lot of those folks that have come up here, and I'm one of them, at one point we were so shy we were shaking in our boots. I mean, it was very tough for us to get up here and even say one thing because we were so nervous. You guys understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay? When you're in Primerica, it's inevitable that one day, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be up on the stage. You'll be up here speaking. If you want to be a multi-millionaire, you're going to be up here. I mean, that's what I kind of came to the conclusion with when I was like so shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was looking at my shoes all the time. How many folks like looking at your shoes most of the time? I look at my shoes most of the time. I knew how many stitches are in my shoes. Walk around and really never said hi to anybody, just walking down here looking at this. You know, like that's really important. And there's people like that in this room where you're that same way. But if you just give yourself a shot, just every day, just say, hey, what else am I going to do? I was at Federal Express, and what am I going to do 5 years from now? Stay at Federal Express? What am I going to be 5, 10, and 15 years from now? I'm going to be at Federal Express? I mean, hey, I like the company, but, you know, I don't like it that much. You know, you have every day a decision. I mean, if you know it or not, it's a decision every day to wake up, to go to work, not to go to work, to think a positive thought, say hi to somebody, or not. It's up to you. It's up to you to make a decision like, you know what, I want to go for this thing. Or it's so easy just to say, I don't want to. You know what, it's so easy to quit, you guys. It's like so easy. How many folks ever quit anything? Come on, liars, come on, get up. No, really, raise your hands high if you quit on something. Yeah, I would say everybody. Because you're human. And in this business, I wanted to quit in the beginning 50 times a day. For probably the first year and a half, I wanted to quit every day. Because I knew in the morning, especially after I went full time, I gotta get this thing going. Oh my word, I gotta go talk to some people. And I wasn't very good with talking to people. I wasn't very good talking on the phone to anybody. And then to have to call somebody I don't know or I just met and just convince them to come down to a meeting. See, that's where the separation starts happening. And Carter Williams, the founder of the company, said there's a real difference. But he mentioned these two people. They're both around the same age. They're really like their late 20s. They both have family and all that. But one makes about $50,000 a year, and the other makes $500,000 in this business. You know what that difference is? Most people don't really know, but the difference is so small you can't even see it. It's hard to trace, but the difference is that $500,000 earner makes one more phone call, talks to one more person, goes out one more time, goes on one more day of appointments, just a little bit more, a little bit more. So in those times when you're by yourself and we're not here anymore, we're back home, that's going to make the difference, is the decisions that you make per day on what you want to do with your life, where you want to be this time next year. I thought I had a good job. I love Federal Express, but there's certain things that Federal Express required of me. Like I couldn't get in 3 accidents in 6 months. So if you get in 3 accidents within a 6-month period of time, I'm sorry, you could be the best career around, but we gotta let go of you. And guess what? I got in 2 accidents within 2 weeks. I had 5.5 months to go, and I was shaking up my boots. And they weren't my accidents, but because I was involved, even though someone else created the accident, it was my fault. So my name was on that accident. So when that happened to me, and I had 5.5 months to go before I was let off the hook, I started thinking really deep about my life. I'm okay, so I like Federal Express, but obviously they don't like me that much. They gave me a number, 29884. That was my number. 29884. It wasn't Mark Younger, it was just 29884. 29884, that was it. So when I left, hey, 29884 left, now it's 29885, okay? It's like, you're just a number to them. Here we are, and we listen to people around us. We care so much about what people think of us, that it actually, if we were to kind of be honest with each other, that stops so many of us from actually doing anything. Because we're so worried about what other people think of us. So I remember when I got this, when we started this thing, started the business, and my oldest brother, I told him about it. And he's like his work at the time, he was living between an Allstate guy and a New York Life guy on either side. Okay, like our competition, hello, you guys. And so he mentioned to them that, yeah, my brother's in the same. And he said, no way, man. Those guys are going out of business. They've been outlawed in 98 states and whatever it was they were saying. And then he said, look, we'll give you a book to show your brother all this news articles, all these things, all put out by the insurance industry against our company. And of course, it was all pretty much, bogus stuff, this silly stuff. And because my brother was so concerned about me, hey, I had a good job with Federal Express, and so, you don't want to do that business there. And what if I would listen to him? like most people do. What if I would have listened to that opinion? Because he says I had a good job with Federal Express. Why would you want to do that thing? What if I would have listened to that? See, there's so many people. They listen to that and they go, yeah, I guess you're right. Oh my gosh. And then they quit.
Right.
Then they blog. And then they go, oh my God, oh, I almost got into that thing. Oh my word. Not knowing that if you just apply yourself, you stop and listen to that silliness and garbage, and you put everything you have in your heart into a business like this, okay, it's going to pay off for you, but you got to be 100% sold out. Well, I was, and so my brother, he gave me this book to read. I said, I don't need to see this. I know what this is all about. It's just propaganda from the industry. What is this all? It makes, it's like they hate our guts. We're costing them billions and billions of years.
Right.
Every time we go out to replace one of their policies, it's costing them money. We love it. I like it. My brother didn't have anything to say about that, but then he says, look, if you come over to my house around the holidays, don't talk about that business with my friends, okay? Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
So he took me over to the side on Christmas, this was Thanksgiving, a long time ago now, and he said, look, I got some friends coming in, and there's some big wigs from Hollywood. He was a lighting director, so he got a couple of, I guess, Emmys for lighting. So he thinks he sees big stuff, okay? And so he goes, don't, look, these people coming in. So don't talk about that business. Okay, if they ask you, just say you're with Federal Express. And so, they asked me, right? So what do you guys do? What do you do at Martin Zoo? Oh, man, we got our own business going. Air Williams, it's so great, man. Hey, do you know about, have you ever heard of Air Williams? And that was what it was back then. And they go, Air Williams, what's that? Yeah, we're an insurance company, helping people with saving money and all that. My brother's in the back. He got so ticked off, and then Christmas comes along, same thing. Now, this was the first Thanksgiving and Christmas we were in business. So then the next year, everybody gets together again, he gives me the spiel and says, don't talk about that. But we drive up in a brand new, Beamer. It's got the 528E at the time. Brand new. It just gone RVP. And he's going, oh, Federal Express is giving you a raise, huh? I said, no, I quit. I quit Federal Express. I'm full-time in this. And he had nothing to say. So my point, because you're going to have people like that in your life where they're just going to say whatever they're going to say. They love you, but they're ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. Most people have never run a business, and they think they are business savvy. And they'll tell you everything about how to run your life. And a lot of times, their life is not much better. So, I want to just ask you something. You guys, how many of you folks are alive right now? Yeah. Okay, you guys over there, you alive? Yeah. Okay, how about you guys in the back? You guys alive? Yeah? You guys alive? Okay, so when you woke up this morning, you kind of woke up, looked in the mirror, just, brush your hair, comb your hair, looking there, you're breathing. Hey, when the doctor, when you were born, smacked you, start breathing, right? Right. Okay, that's what they say, though. But, we're breathing. And there's going to come a day when you're going to have your last breath. So there is a day when you had your first breath and a day when you have your last breath. And so it's that dash between the time you were born and the time that you're not going to be anymore. It's that dash. And most of us are worried what people think of us. They're going to control our dash. They should control their dash. That's the conclusion I came to. When I had these people around me, my brother, oldest brother, friends at Federal, people at Federal Express, and neighbors and stuff, yeah, and what are you doing that thing? And people were just all over the place. And I had to get to this, and this is maybe where you need to get to, where I just came to this conclusion, you know what? This is my life. Okay, I can't run their life for them. Why are they trying to do that to me? Why do they think my job at Federal Express is better than what I'm going to do right now and where I'm headed? That's all opinion, that's all it is. It's just their opinion against your belief. And so I decided, and I wrote this down. I said, it was on a yellow piece of paper, like a pad basically. And I started writing down all the people's names that said something negative to me. It was a long list, man. It was a long list. If you look cross-eyed at me, I just pretend the list. And I looked at that list every morning right after I got up and going out there to talk to people, to prospect. I look at that list of all these people. After a while, you have a couple of pages of people that don't believe in me. Their opinion matters, right? No. I looked at that. All the people on that list is okay. So either they're going to be right about me, or they're going to be wrong about me. That's the battle that's going on. I wanted one day, for at least for our family, for anybody who knew who the youngers are, I wanted to let them know, without saying anything, that they were wrong. I had something to prove. I don't know about you. I had something to prove. And it's changed our life forever. I'm not just going to lay down and let people kick me around and tell me that this doesn't work and all that. It works. Unbelievable how it works, you guys. But I was looking at your numbers, and I was looking at your personal stuff for the last 12 months. And some of you guys are doing amazing. But then there's some of you that aren't doing so well. But I just want to mention just to a few of the RVPs. I was looking at your numbers, and I've been looking at your numbers, and the people that are in your base shops, they're watching you, they're looking at you. They're wondering if you're the key to their success. Are you going to help them by your example to be successful? And so, Tangela and Julie song, it's amazing what these guys are doing. And so we look at, like personal premium, because if you're doing a personal premium and personal directs, then you're showing people how it's supposed to look. That's what you do. Okay, you lead by example. And so these guys, they've written like close to 40 grand personal premium, 37 directs the last 12 months. Yeah. Where's is it Demlo? Danilo, I'm sorry. Where are you at? Danilo, yeah. Danilo and Jennifer, 61 grand personal premium, 32 directs. Keep it going, man. They've written 197,000 in personal premium and 62 directs. Close to 200 grand in personal premium. And the RVPs, I'm talking about with the things that you've had to go through. But you're not done yet. I'm hoping you're not done yet.
Right.
You know, there's so many people that need help now, right now, and you know, there's a lot of companies out there that aren't doing the job. You know, it just seems like most companies are going towards the, you know, like the telemarketing, and they'll call you out of ski dial and all that stuff, and that's not helping anybody. You know, they need that personal touch, and it's always going to be that way. When you go talk to somebody, they appreciate that, instead of having to talk to somebody like computer phone. You know, when you wake up in the morning, I hope the first seconds that you start waking up, you start thinking, you know what, why not me? All that's required of you is that you get up. All that's required of you in this business is that you just, if you fall down, you bounce back up. You don't stay down. And it doesn't really matter, like where you come from, you know, what side of the street you're on, all these other things. You know, what matters is you. You're here for a reason. Why are you here? Are you are you like a stepping stone for somebody, or a stumbling block? Are you an example? A good example or a bad example? You can change that in a moment. So when I wake up in the morning and think about my day, I think, you know, today I am going to recruit a superstar. That's what I'd stick in my head. I didn't go like most people, oh, another day, oh my word. It's like, I can't wait for this to be over. Maybe I'll play some video games first, and then I'll go watch SpongeBob, and then I'll get something done. I started thinking, I gotta go out there, and I have the opportunity. Today could be the day I recruit a Hector and Jan Lamarck. Today, I might even be able to recruit like a Bob Bison or a Mike Sharp. Have you ever seen those people that you see those people that have the signs, and you know, the real estate people and this and that, they're twisting it, right? See those people on the corner? You know, that's really sad. I know what they think about when they get up in the morning. Oh, I gotta put on that stupid suit. I gotta twirl that thing. You have the chance of recruiting a direct, or 2 or 3 or 4 in a month, or 5 or 10. You have a chance of becoming stone wealthy in this business. It's up to you.
Right.
It's always been up to you. You filled out the same IBA I filled out. $43 million ago. Or I think that's what it's up to now. You guys have the same opportunity, if not better. You have these leaders that love you. These RVPs that want to just help you. They spend their time, they spend their money helping you. They got these trips for you. Mark, so Stacey, do we have people that like actually trip over each other to win that trip? Oh my gosh. It's like here they're giving you a trip, all you gotta do is da-da-da, and that da-da-da is actually gonna help your business. It's actually help you get promoted, help you make more money, and they're actually gonna give you a trip too? What is it, you don't like them? Is that the mindset? Oh, I don't like vacations. I have staycations. I don't know what it is, folks. But you have a chance here to change your life. You do. Oh my gosh, you have a chance. Overtime. Okay, sorry guys. Thank you so much for for letting us be a part of your night tonight.